Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comedically Correct. I'm here as always with
Selena, that's me.
yeah. She has such great timing, guys.
My hair is still wet.
Oh yeah, we were talking about her hair getting wet. She sweats when her hair gets wet.
No, I mean I sweat kind of all the time, but I sweat when I dry my hair with the blow dryer because the heat, you
Oh
know. Plus,
yeah.
so the reason I'm late today, full disclosure, I tried my best to get up early enough to exercise, shower, and do the podcast. I woke up at like 3:30. So,
Well,
but I had to work last night, so I didn't go to bed until like 8:30 this morning. So honestly, I think I'm a hero. I really
yeah,
do.
I agree. Well, also, I feel like comedians, well, like people of the night get shamed all the time for sleeping during the day. Well, it's like we work at night.
Yeah.
Like most of my jobs have been late in the evening or night. And then people are like, why can't you get up in the morning like the rest of the world? I was like, the rest of the world needs people to work when they're off.
Right. People are still sick at nighttime.
Yeah. Like hospital doesn't close.
No.
There's not a freaking Dunkin' Donuts. So
And it's every day. It's every day.
yeah.
Yes, on Sundays. Yes, on Christmas. People
Yeah.
are still sick on Christmas, unfortunately. God doesn't work those kinds of miracles.
No. Yeah, no.
It'd be nice though, because then maybe I could get it. That's the thing about like being a secretary versus being a nurse. Even if we don't have very many patients, I still have to be there.
Oh yeah.
But like a nurse, if there's not very many patients, they might cancel you for the day,
Oh, that's pretty good.
which is always what I'm hoping for, but it never happens because I'm kind of the only person who's just a secretary.
It's lame.
So they kind of
I
always need me.
but not
But
only
it's good.
that,
It's like job security, you know?
oh yeah, like my job needs me so much that they couldn't fire me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was the only person that did my job at my last job, and then they realized that they didn't need me at all, and I was like, damn it. So like, I realized that my job was redundant way before they did, so I just was like, I'm just gonna be the nicest employee ever. And they're like, oh, your job's redundant. I was like, yeah, I know. I'll go.
Also, side note, I like that this is giving me like a cheekbone here, this microphone.
Oh,
I have some structure to my face today because I got the dimple on this side and I got the nice. I should start wearing makeup
I'm not gonna.
because I think that's like where a contour would go.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I would.
That's all I do during this whole thing is just stare at my own face. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, yeah, like, well, it's weird if you stare right at the camera. I think it trips people out.
See, if I stare right at the camera, I'm looking at right where I put the lamp,
Oh yeah.
and it's very bright.
So yeah. But I don't know. I also examine myself too much. Like now I'm getting a double chin, and I just gotta start. I'm starting to lose weight again. But yeah, now
Well, you look different than you did before, but I think you have an excuse. I also gained weight during COVID, but not because I had it, just because I was
inside a lot.
drinking a lot.
Alcohol.
Yeah, a lot of alcohol.
Alcohol, man's best friend. Or as Homer Simpson says, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. Alcohol. But so we have a great show for you guys planned today. We are going to talk about sexism. Maybe we'll get to Ricky Gervais, but she's never watched it. We're going to
I'm
talk.
not gonna watch it.
Yeah. I watched
I'd
it.
rather die.
Die?
Yeah.
So you have a door. You have two doors, right? One door, certain death. Other door is a Ricky Gervais comedy special.
Death.
Death. All right. Well, I
have this
guess.
thing called integrity. That's what it is. Integrity.
Yeah, I get it, but we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about Ricky Gervais later. So you were telling me about a very interesting story having to do with Walgreens and condoms, and then another story about, did you say, what was it, vabbing?
Vabbing.
Vabbing.
Yeah.
I don't know, wherever you want to start.
Okay, so the Walgreens story is essentially, allegedly, it's just some lady is saying that this happened to her, but I 100% believe it because I used to work at Walgreens. This lady is saying that Walgreens refused to sell her condoms. The clerk at Walgreens refused to sell her condoms because of his religious beliefs. And
I buy that.
that's basically the story. She's a married woman. I know that's kind of a hot topic right now is like abortion and contraception and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts?
Um, so yeah, I worked at Walmart. I've sold all sorts of weird things. Um, I actually was surprised at some of the stuff that Walmart sells those like vibrating rings and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I get it. Like it just I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it should be that big of a deal. Most religions accept contraception, except for the really, really like serious
Yeah, I
ones.
mean even Catholics
Yeah,
kind of
Catholics.
recently. I think in the 90s they didn't really accept it as much, but even
Yeah.
Catholics will accept contraception now.
Well, like,
But
that's
they
why
I think
there's
they really
Catholic families
only
are like big families.
yeah.
It's because they're
They
like the rhythm
well they had
method.
to make more Catholics.
Yeah. Because like, well,
But
back in the day, like they had to fight a crusade every like 20 years.
yeah, they have some land to conquer, some people to rape and
Kill.
pillage.
So yeah. Yeah. So that's
But
why,
also Catholics, I should say that Catholics are accepting of contraception only within straight marriage. But it's
uh,
still a pretty big step, I think, for Catholicism. My main thing about this is like I understand that you have your religious beliefs, but
yeah.
those only dictate your own behavior,
Yeah.
not other people's behavior. Also, there's a Bible verse, because I thought about this a lot because it reminded me of whenever gay marriage first became legal, and there were a lot of clerks across the country, like super
Yeah.
religious clerks that said they weren't going to give out gay marriage
And yeah, and then
licenses.
there was like one clerk from, I guess, from somewhere that actually went to jail. I remember that.
Yeah. So, first of all, that's dereliction of duty.
Yeah.
So you can definitely get fired. And it's not you getting fired based on your religion, it's you getting fired based on the fact that you're not doing your job.
Certain county clerks are elected positions, so they can't get fired. So they have to go through a different process to remove them.
Oh, okay. That makes
And I
sense.
think that that was the case with that one particular lady.
That makes sense. But my point is in the Bible, I think in the book of Matthew, there's a verse that says, if your right eye is causing you to sin, you should gouge it out and throw it away from you. It's better that you throw away one part of your body than your whole body be thrown into hell, basically.
Yeah. Or
So
if
the
you're,
thing is, if your job is causing you to sin, you should quit that job.
I agree. And um I've talked to this with like multiple like religious people that are so religious that they don't even understand where they are. Like they're just so in deep. And I have a lot of criticisms of religious people. But then like you also, because okay, so say you're not a fan of guns, right?
I mean, I don't know. I think
Or
my opinion is kind of slightly changing on them. I don't think we should have like high capacity guns, but if you need just like a handgun for your home or like
well,
a
like and
shotgun for hunting.
I don't know. I think a lot of people's opinion changed on gun just because of what happened in Uvalde. Like the cops were sitting out there for 70 plus minutes,
Yeah,
kids dying, bleeding to death. There were shots still being fired,
right.
and yeah, and those cops were just lying through their teeth. They're like the door was locked, and we were waiting for
They were
uh
too busy sanitizing their hands and looking at their Punisher fucking backgrounds on their phone.
yeah. So yeah. So but okay. But is there anything that you personally would have a problem with selling? And maybe do you think that you should just not work at a place that you have a problem selling stuff? Or
So this gets to my second point, right?
okay,
If we all get to decide in our jobs what we do and don't want to do based on our um maybe not religious beliefs, but our deeply held personal beliefs, I cannot work at a shoe store that sells Crocs.
because because they look
Or
stupid.
I will not sell people Crocs because I hate them.
I'd be
I
like,
think they're
hey,
ugly. And I need proof that you are a lesbian nurse or a chef
yeah,
to buy those Crocs.
like be like, hey, I'm actually anti-bullying, so I can't let you buy these Crocs. What is this? I was like, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
little boy.
I don't want you to get your ass kicked for wearing these stupid fucking shoes.
It's like, well, I'm only gonna wear them at home. I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna know that you're wearing them, and there's a decent chance I'm gonna kick your ass before.
Yeah, but you shouldn't make fun of yourself. I mean, my stepdad only wears his at home and I still make fun of him in his own home.
Yeah. So yeah. Um. Uh. Yeah. So there's
But
like I
also
re
it's like bullshit because there are a bunch of like this I don't know if this might sound bad. Many of the local liquor stores here in Lubbock are owned and operated by Muslims.
okay.
They don't
'Cause
drink
Muslims are
alcohol,
anti-drinking. Yeah.
but they sell it
Yeah. I
because
guess.
they're just making money. So it's like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I don't think your deeply held religious belief is as real. Because
Yeah.
really, if you really want to like challenge yourself, that's you selling condoms and never using them. Like,
Sure. Well, yeah. I guess like different people look at it differently. I think it's a very unwise thing to be like, I can't sell condoms because like I'm endorsing sin. Like she's married, and most people, and also it's none of his business whether or not she's married.
right,
But um, yeah, I like the only things that like I wouldn't sell. Well, I guess like the things that I wouldn't sell are already illegal, but like if
drugs,
sure, I wouldn't sell drugs. But
drogas.
yeah. But like so like I would draw a line somewhere too. But if I found out that my company was selling something that I was so morally opposed to, I would hopefully be in a position where I wouldn't work for that
Yeah.
company anymore.
Well, it's like, okay, so for example, I would never work for an oil company because
Okay,
I think it's destroying the world
sure.
because of my deeply held fucking beliefs, you
But
know?
you still use a car that uses oil, right?
Right, but I don't work for them.
I
But
know,
it's not like
but you're
it's one
still
of those
part of the
things where
cog.
it's
You're still part of the
sure,
system.
sure, but do I have a choice?
No, not really. Unless you want to
Reasonably,
be
no.
Amish.
Right, which
Like
I don't think the Amish are like cool with lesbians.
just tell them that, you guys are just really close friends, I guess. I don't know.
We're roommates.
They'll get you married off real fast. What do they call that when they marry off Amish people? I forgot what they call them, but like
I don't know, is it like an arranged marriage or something?
it's something like that. But no, they have like parties where you meet men that court you or whatever.
Ew,
It's
I'd rather die.
well,
That's my new
so
catchphrase, by the way. I'd rather die.
so there's a door where you just being courted by men or death or a Ricky Gervais concert.
Yeah, death.
All right, I understand. Like
I mean,
there's
it's part of the reason why I could never really be a Jehovah Witness because, like, as soon as you get baptized, they encourage you to get married. And they're not really like, it's kind of okay if you're a guy and you're single, but it's not really okay if you're a woman who's single because you're supposed to be submissive to a man. It doesn't matter what man it is. You should be submissive to a man somewhere.
uh
And
I
yeah,
was
I'd
in
rather die.
I was in a play years ago um with a Baptist church, and like it was like one of my scout friends. She was putting on a play with her Baptist church, and so I was like, yeah, no, I'll read for it. And then so she gave me a part in it, and there was a dude there who's like 26, and his girlfriend was 13, and she kept on visiting him there. And they're like, oh, we're not gonna have sex till we get married. And I was like, and then like the second that happened, I was like, all right, fuck this. I'm not talking to this guy anymore. But like I didn't want to like leave the play because like I would have like I felt like I was gonna be like um I felt like I was gonna be like screwing everybody over because like I found this out like right before like the play went on.
Uh-huh.
But I was
What
like,
was
you're
the play?
the catacombs.
Okay,
It's like a religious play. It's about like religious persecution and stuff like that.
sure.
And Uh, so I was in the play. But yeah, the second I found out that like one of the other guys in the play was 26, like I knew he was 26, but the second I found out that he was dating a 13-year-old, and she didn't look like 13, she was like really big for her age.
Doesn't matter. She's still
No, no,
13.
I'm not saying
Right,
it
yeah.
matters. I was just saying that that's why I didn't know until like way later on because you visited him when he was doing the play
I
for
don't
a
even like
while.
the idea of a 16-year-old dating a 13-year-old.
Uh, I don't really like that idea either, but it's three
I don't like the
years.
idea of 13-year olds dating, I guess, is
Yeah,
where I draw my line.
I guess
I
I
think
don't like the
14
idea.
and up is like,
Yeah, I think that that's kind of where you, but like that's when like girls and boys start like it's like 11 to like 14 is when their hormones start going crazy and they start like,
yeah, I guess.
so I
I
don't
guess
know.
I never really, I don't know. I was very repressed
Yeah.
kind of all through high school. So, because I've been watching Euphoria and I'm like, do kids really have sex this much? And I guess they do, but I was never really a part of that because I was too busy like
There are
trying
more
not to be
there are more
gay.
people in the cast of Euphoria than in your hometown. So,
That is fair. That is fair. They're also all a lot better looking and there's more like black people. So
yeah, I saw like one black person
it's
there and I think he was driving through.
really quickly, he's like, I'm not even gonna stop for gas here. They're gonna,
Like he stopped, he looked around and he's like,
no,
keep the
thank
car
you.
running. I was like, you shouldn't keep your car running when there's like just keep the car running. Um,
No, you should leave for your own safety.
yeah, I was like people were taking pictures, like, oh, I haven't seen one of those in a while. Uh,
Oh God. It's
so,
sad to say, but it's like honestly kind of true.
well, I told you that I saw them like I walked like I knocked on someone's door and they were folding, and you're in
Folding sheets, white
no
sheets.
no they were folding a it, I'm 90%
Oh,
sure
Confederate flag.
it wasn't a Confederate flag, it was one of the SS flags.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
and so I was like,
Shout out Greenwood.
yeah, but not the most racist place I've ever been to.
That's
Uh,
sad.
Amarillo
Amarillo,
was
you think is really more racist?
Amarillo or like Central Midland, Texas, North Midland to
Okay, yeah.
Central Midland, Texas, and
Yeah,
then
because that's all that old white money.
yeah, I've heard multiple white people casually use the N word, and then you're just like, man, dude, you're gonna get us
Are
all beat up by your wait
you
staff.
serious?
Like,
We're gonna get kicked out of this Chili's right now. Can you shut up?
no, no, like it was. I actually recorded one dude. Maybe I'll show this recording one day, but I actually have a recording of a dude
You should.
saying
You should always expose a racist. That is cool and good to do.
it was actually right next to Midland Lee, which by this way stands
Uh-huh.
for General Robert
Right.
E. Lee High School.
Of course.
I've had a few friends like I had actually a black friend that went there, and he's like, it's weird going there when you
Yeah.
realize the actual history. But General Lee wasn't that bad. It's all right. Um, what would anybody be mad if like why isn't there anywhere that's an Abraham Lincoln High School? Well, fuck that.
There are a lot of Lincoln Highs.
Not in Odessa, in Texas.
No. Probably in Texas, but not in Odessa.
Yeah, not.
Also, if we're gonna do that route, like, why don't we have Genghis Khan Middle School?
Um, I guess. I mean like he supposedly like murdered a third of the world's
Also, Hitler
population.
High, just the alliteration alone.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, and like a lot of like a lot of their like little like prep rally cries are already written for them.
Like what? Oh God.
Not like the Zig Heil and all that
Yeah. Oh
stuff.
yeah, sure. Somebody's
Uh,
gonna cut out just that clip of us talking about Hitler High.
Hitler High
And we'll be
coming to the
canceled.
CW this fall. Anyway, so but yeah, America's unique and like
In the bad that we are.
yeah, because I learned history. I went through US history, a US history class in Colorado, and then I moved to Texas, and I was like, you guys learned an entirely different world history than I did.
Because
Uh,
it's not really about like teaching history, it's about how do we make white people look like they weren't the most violent, aggressive murderers of all
They're,
time.
they're like slavery was bad, but most slave owners treated their
But
slaves pretty nice.
there
And
shouldn't
after
be a but in
slaves,
that sentence.
yeah, and after slavery ended, some slaves stayed to work on those plantations. They must have liked it there. And you're
I
like,
don't really think they had a lot of opportunity,
yeah,
but
like that's kind of like,
it's a horrible thing to say.
yeah, like, yeah, this is one of those things where it's like you guys learned an entirely different world history than I did. So sometimes like I'll have conversations with people and not have any idea like what they're talking about, and they'll have no idea what I'm talking about. So yeah,
Like, what is this history?
what is like like I know what Emancipation Proclamation is. That's when Robert E. Lee decided to get. I was like, no, that's not what happened.
Mm,
It's not.
Not even close. They are trying to, I think the Texas Board of Education, that's probably a story we can kind of, I mean, we're gonna just touch on it real quick. But the Texas Board of Education is trying to change the word slavery in textbooks to involuntary relocation.
Involuntary relocation.
Yeah.
Like that's really dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's not that's, like anything could be
It's not just
involuntary
about relocation, because it's also like you would make the slaves have sex with each other and then
to
take the
produce,
babies away.
yeah, to produce bigger, stronger slaves. Like you were breeding them like they were not
Like they're
people. You didn't
dogs.
treat them like people,
Right.
right? Yeah,
You treated them worse than dogs, actually.
yeah, yeah, it's well, yeah, like there's no argument
Why did we
that
start talking about slavery?
we started talking about like racism in Odessa
We were talking
and
about
Vietnam.
Walgreens, though.
Okay, so we're talking about Walgreens. Yeah, there are a lot of okay, so we'll get back to that. Slavery's bad. That's my point. I think I think we can all agree with that.
Yes, I agree.
But I mean, um, and I think religion can be a good thing, but there's a lot of people that misunderstand it, and there's a lot of people that use it to control other people.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of people that use it for their own means, which is actually, um, that's what taking the Lord's name in vain is to use God's name to make money
Yeah,
or to like sell shit or to obtain power for yourself. It's not saying goddamn. That's not taking the Lord's name in vain.
yeah. I actually completely agree with you. I've had this
It's
argument
like
with
saying Jesus wants you to buy this
yeah,
truck
I've
or
had this
whatever.
argument with my mom a million times, and she still doesn't, but she still hates it when I say Jesus Christ. So I try to say cheese and rice, which just sounds
Mhm.
silly, but it's easier than getting in an argument with my mom, and I
I don't
live
know
with
that
her
I would
now.
want to eat cheese and rice. I guess like a broccoli cheese rice casserole.
Oh, that actually sounds good. Hmm.
Pretty good.
But yeah, and I've noticed that especially with kids, something about kids is a lot of them are lost and confused, and it's really easy to scoop up their lost and confused minds, and you can radicalize them.
Yeah.
And they've been radicalized, and everybody knows this,
I mean, you
which
can do
is
that to adults.
well, you can do that to adults, but it's so much easier with children.
Right.
So, and I imagine this guy was pretty young because an adult would maybe less likely do this, but
I don't know if it says in the story how old that man is.
yeah, I don't know. My
He's old enough
vision,
to work.
yeah, my vision is like this guy's relatively young, but I don't know. Um, but like children specifically can get radicalized. We know that they get radicalized to be racist, all sorts of things, which is why
Yeah.
I think it's very careful to like what you're teaching kids, and then when you're teaching them your ideals, you need to like I don't know, you needed to be very careful about it to where they
Well,
don't.
I think the thing is you need to teach children how to think, not what to think, if that
Yes,
makes sense.
yeah, I
That's
think
like what
that's
all the like a lot of private schools do that too, where they teach children how to think, not what to think.
and
But like how to use reasoning skills versus
yeah,
just this is what
and
I'm saying that you should do and you're gonna do it.
yeah, and coming to your own conclusions about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Well, like I think that's a problem with society right now is like we sometimes get mad at people for just asking questions or trying to understand things. So I think that that's something that we can do. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing religion does too. It's like religion doesn't encourage you to question
yeah, and that's
because you're
that's
supposed to
where
have blind faith
yeah,
in the Lord, and you're supposed to have blind, unconditional respect for people in your religion that are in power.
yeah, and that's something I have a problem with because like people are valuable. People are, you know, dumb or greedy or all sorts of things. Like you have
Yeah.
the Joel Osteen effect. I know a lot of the people that follow my Facebook page are Joel Osteen fans. Joel
Gross.
Osteen could be one of the shittiest people on the
He
planet.
is the devil.
He makes money just selling Jesus to people and
Yeah.
then telling people to pray. He literally told people not to go to the doctor and pray instead. He takes money from his church. Uh, Jesus literally said, and this is one time where Jesus was sarcastic for some reason, but Jesus was like, it's easier for a camel to walk through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. He
Yeah.
literally says that. And then
Hmm.
and then a bunch of rich people were like, well, he's talking about eye of needle, which is a gate somewhere, which is just a small gate where it's hard for a camel can get in there. It's just hard. It's like, no, there's no gate called eye of needle that is something made up by rich people that don't want to give up their
Right.
money. Rich people don't get into
Yeah,
heaven.
Jesus literally says to give up all of your worldly possessions and follow him.
Yeah. And then these and then there were multiple examples of it. There's these
The
millionaires.
only the only religious person that I like believe in and I support is Mattress Mac.
Mattress Mac. Who's that?
Because he's a guy from Houston. He's very rich. He's like a millionaire, billionaire. He just like has fucking mattress stores all over Houston. And when they
Oh,
had
he was
that
the
big,
guy that gave up his I remember him.
yeah, he's always like placing bets on the Astros and stuff. And he's like, okay, if the Astros win this game, then anybody who bought a mattress from me this year, all your payments are forgiven. Like if you have any payments left, they're just gone. He always does that. He'll make like some big, huge, outrageous bet and then just like donate all the money. And then whenever
Hurricane
I don't remember,
Harvey.
yeah, yeah,
Hurricane
he
Harvey hit.
opened up his stores and just like let people in, which
Yeah, no.
and while
And
Joel
it
Osteen's you know, church was locked.
yeah, and then people are bragging like, no, he let people in after the internet like
Right? After
rolled
we
him
shamed
for
him,
yeah, and then he's like, we're just waiting for the right time. What the hell are you talking about? That is the dumbest lie I've ever heard. We're just waiting for the right time
the
to
opportune time to do the Lord's actual literal work.
and that
Do
ass
something the Lord actually literally calls upon you to do.
yeah. And then that asshole also posted pictures
Need a haircut.
of the basement, um, their basement that was flooded, like their basement drive
Uh-huh.
was flooded. And he's like, we have flooding here too. And then people like went to his church and were filming how it was completely dry and everything. Something
Hold
bad.
on, sorry. There's like a man in a truck slowly pulling up beside my house.
Oh,
If you back into my driveway,
on today's
what
episode,
are you doing?
we are watching
I'm really
Selena.
sorry. Do you want to, can you
No,
see? You can see it.
yeah, I
That
can't see it.
truck?
Yeah, yeah, we can see it.
Who was this man?
I
Get
don't
away
know.
from my house.
I think he's still in the street though. Is that
It's the street, but it's like the street in front of my house. I don't know you.
Selena?
If he's here for my neighbor, I wonder if he's the tree guy. I don't have time for this. I'm worried that he's going to step out of the car and the dogs are going to start barking. And then that'll just be the soundtrack for the next 10 minutes.
I'll try to keep an eye on him. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, yeah, Joel Olstein, and then people are like, he let a lot of people in after the internet shamed him.
Yeah.
Like, if you do the right thing after you get shamed into doing the right thing,
It
Are you
doesn't
really?
count.
Yeah, it just doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count as the right thing anymore.
Yeah, like you don't
And
get
if you
credit
do
for
the
it.
right thing because you think it's going to make you look good, it also doesn't count.
It doesn't count, but it at least counts more because we don't know maybe why you did it. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like those people that post videos of them like giving food or money to people like on the street. Like, why are you filming it? Just do it.
Oh, he's turning around.
Who the fuck are you? Now he's pulling into my driveway.
Maybe he's your tree guy.
Are you confused?
If he delivers pizza, just take it.
Get the fuck out of here. Well, if he delivers something, he needs to have some kind of label. He just keeps driving around looking at his phone. Would you stop?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
probably
now
like
he's
an
pulling. Okay.
he's probably like an Uber or something. Speaking of which, but yeah, I don't like Joel Osteen.
Conclusion. Joel Osteen is bad.
Yeah, I
If
think
you think it's against your religion to sell condoms, maybe get a different job. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
like
That's what the Bible says.
if I worked at a place that sold something that I was morally or religiously opposed to, like I just wouldn't work there.
Right.
I would
Also, so the context of that story from the Bible where he says if your eye is causing you to sin, the context is somebody asks him, "Hey, there's this woman that's dressing like a slut." They didn't say slut in the Bible, but essentially that was the gist of it. It's like this woman is dressing as a slut.
like
What should
provocatively.
she do to prevent me from having lustful thoughts about her? And Jesus was like, maybe you should rip your eyes out. Not maybe she should dress differently. Maybe you should rip your fucking eyes out if you're
Yeah.
lusting after her. So the whole moral of the story is you don't get to tell other people what to do.
Yeah, it's handle your shit, man.
Yeah. Don't get a boner because you saw somebody's shoulder. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well back then, like shoulders were in. They were all the rage. Like shoulders and a little bit of ankle. That was that was it back in the day.
Saw her ankle. She's a slut.
Look at
She's
those
ETF. She's
look
down
at
to
those
foot.
harlops. Yeah. Uh so
Okay, do you want to talk about vabbing?
yeah, let's talk about vabbing. What is that?
Okay, so this is what Kelsey sent me moments before today's episode. She said that this is thing on TikTok. I'm pretty sure it might be a hoax because I think young people love to pull tricks on us old people. Those Xennials love to pull tricks on us elder millennials.
Yeah.
So vabbing is where women use their vagina juice. I don't know the technical medical term as like a perfume. And
Okay,
it's
I
called
heard about
vabbing
that.
because they're dabbing their vagina juice.
Yeah, I heard about that. Please say that's not true. Saying
I
they're
don't know that
natural
it is. I
hormones.
have no idea. I mean, I get it. It's like a pheromone thing, right? And I do work with this lady who is like very attracted and like I don't know if she's like turned on by the smell of her husband's sweat.
There, I guess there are pheromones in there, like people attract other people,
Right.
and
But I just don't know that like wearing your pussy juice out in public is appropriate. Like I'm not and it's not like I don't think pussy smells bad. I definitely don't think that. But it doesn't smell like Daisy by Marc Jacobs, if you know what I mean.
yeah, it's not something that you would get. Like I wear Pour Homme by Chanel, and
It's just home.
it there's two E's.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't know. My sister worked at Dillard's and she got me a bunch for pretty cheap, and she makes
I
fun of
like
me.
how you call it poor home.
Yeah, it's like Pour Homme.
I still don't think that's how you say it, but
I'm
it's weird.
100% sure that's not how you say it because a lot of people were confused when I was asking for it. But I wear Pour Homme and I like that smell on me. And when I sweat,
But would you wear your poor homie's girlfriend's vagina juice?
no. And quite frankly, like those smells are like sex smells. Like those smells only turn you on in the act, I
Right.
think.
Yeah, that's
uh,
what I'm saying. It's like I don't think that it's a bad smell, but I don't think it's appropriate for like,
everywhere.
yeah, like the
Al-
public.
Also, like that's like a little bit nasty too. Like, what if, what if, what if you hold a baby later
Because you
on
can,
that
have you ever
day,
like,
and then
yeah,
the baby just leans his head right there, and then that poor baby has your vagina juice on his face.
and then grandma kisses that poor baby.
Yeah, now grandma has it on her lips. And then grandma kisses me on the cheek. Now I have it on my cheek. Nobody, it's just everywhere now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't like that. But yeah, it's also one of those things where like supposedly man sweat is a pheromone too, but I don't want to smell like man sweat at the club. First off, if
Right.
everybody smelled like man sweat at the club wouldn't be that nice.
The club would smell.
The club would be gross.
It would be gross.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
then
I don't, it's not like I have anything. Well, I mean, I kind of do have, I mean, it's not like I have something against man smell. I just prefer not to smell it. I think
yeah,
women smell better
well, yeah, me
generally.
too. I I generally like to smell women better than men. I
But I mean, unless
that's
that
actually
woman
my
has
hobby.
like a lot of cats.
Yeah, no, and I can tell. One of my hobbies is just going to the mall and smelling women, and I can tell when they have cats.
That's the pussy smell that I don't like when it's actual pussy cats.
Pussy cats, no,
I'm like, I don't like that.
no.
You smell like urine.
Be like, ma'am, you smell like urine. Get out of the store. You're bringing all the other creeps down that are here to smell women's hair discreetly. My,
Yeah, I don't
I
know. I mean, I don't even know what I would do if I met somebody and they were like, "Yeah, I use my vagina juice as perfume." I'd be like,
don't shake my hand.
"Cool."
Did,
Um,
did you wash your hands? Yeah. Okay, now go
Also,
wash
what do you
everything
have
else.
to do? Because you have to like,
You have to like,
I mean, unless you're real, because when you're really young, you're like wet all the time. But as you get
okay,
older, you're not. So you have to like, you'd have to stimulate the production. Okay, this is
yeah, no,
now I
okay.
am becoming uncomfortable. As someone who makes jokes almost exclusively about sex and vaginas, I am becoming uncomfortable with the idea of,
I, I, I don't like that idea at all.
I wonder if you could sell it.
I'm sure that you can. I'm sure I've seen weirder things get sold on
Right, but do you think
Patreon.
other women would buy a strange woman's vagina juice?
Yes, if Gwyneth Paltrow sold it, they would buy it.
Right. Goop.
Yeah. If she called it
If they
goop,
gooped it.
yeah. It was like this is Gwyneth
If sh-
Paltrow's vagina goop. That would sell out in didn't she actually have a vagina candle?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, no, like
I don't know why you want a candle that smells like a pussy. Like,
yeah,
the only thing that should smell like pussy is pussy, not
yeah.
like,
Pussy and then the panties that older men buy in Japan
sure.
from vending machines, that and that.
I did think about doing that,
What, selling your panties?
like selling my used underwear.
Hmm.
Because there are people that like they sell underwear that they just fart in all day. It's like that's like a perfect job for me.
That I mean
Passive
like
income.
that's I mean like that I am aware of people that do that. I'm actually legitimately trying to set up an OnlyFans. I've never set up an OnlyFans account. I know about OnlyFans. I've never set up an OnlyFans account, but I want to set up an OnlyFans account to just be um your the shitty boyfriend experience. And it was like
Uh-huh.
all it is me asking to borrow money and ignoring your text messages. And if you
I wonder
pay
if
me,
there are girls that actually like, I mean, I know there are girls that are in relationships like that, but I wonder if there are girls that like relationships like that.
well, yeah, no, but like I can give you that experience one for cheaper, and two, like all you have to do, like when you want to get rid of me, just unsubscribe. And I will call your dad, and then if you pay a premium, I will call your dad once a month and just upset him really bad because I know girls love that when they do that. And I will hit on your sister for free or your best friend,
Or your
whatever,
mom.
or your mom. I mean, like,
Whatever makes you
yeah,
really mad.
yeah. I will,
Whatever
I will
makes you the angriest.
you can live stream me at your best friend's wedding as your date, and I will make a scene. Yes. I will borrow your car when you are late for work. Like just everything a horrible boyfriend will do, I will do at a premium price, subscription based on OnlyFans. Because I feel like I should play to my strengths. And that's the only thing I've
Right.
ever been really good at is being a bad boyfriend.
I mean, I know there are guys that like women who degrade them and who like women that like I'm trying to find one of those sugar daddies that doesn't actually want sexual contact, who just wants me to like spend his money.
I know girls that have those sugar daddies.
I want one of those.
One of my friends.
I have had a couple offers, but I don't really exactly know what they are asking for in exchange. Um, I'm also afraid of like being hacked.
I have a couple of sugar daddy requests. Um, I have an account where I'm pretending to be a female, sort of, and I've had a few sugar daddy requests. One guy actually asked me for my Venmo to send me money, and I was thinking about doing it, but I was like, "That's gonna be like that's kind of crossing a line."
You should have
If
done it.
I mean, like it's all fair and good, but like I don't want to
Well, you don't have
start
a
many.
job. You should do it.
Oh, that was before the whole COVID thing
Oh,
happened.
okay.
I had a pretty good. I didn't need money back then. I could maybe message him now, but yeah, no, and I got so many
He's still
unsolicited,
interested?
maybe, but I
You
still
got
get,
unsolicited dick pics?
yeah, I got a bunch, and
I've
then they
never
made it.
received a dick pic. I feel like I'm missing out on a formative part of being a woman. I have never received not one picture of a penis. This is not a request for people to send me pictures
Okay, so Selena,
for our listeners.
Selena, what's her name at Twitter? No, I'm kidding. Um,
Yeah,
no,
Selena, what's her name? That's definitely my Twitter. Send your pics there.
no, just Venmo her money.
Yes,
No,
do that for sure.
uh, what I was told was there's some girls that if you pay them, they'll let you like on OnlyFans or like certain Patreons or whatever, you can send them like lewd messages and stuff. So you can like do those things that you do to random girls. You can do it to those girls, just pay them, and they're fine with it.
And it's
So
consent. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
they make
I
money,
think that
you get your rocks off, like everybody's a winner.
honestly, there's always this, unless your kink is the lack of consent, there's always somebody out there that's gonna do your kink for you.
Yeah. And I don't know, like maybe like I know that there's like those like weird games where they play just like you have a safe word or whatever. But that's getting into stuff that is a little bit beyond my pay grade. Like I'm like a level 1 creep, not level 5 creep. Like
You're just like your level of creep is like you're gonna like somebody's Instagram picture from 2 years ago.
yes, but I've actually done that strategically. If I like a girl, I'll like a picture from a long time ago. Now, no, okay, so a lot of people think that's creepy. I used to be better looking, guys. So better looking people got away with stuff. I don't know why we
You
did.
just
We
had
just
more
did.
hair. You look the same.
No, like my face wasn't as puffy. I can,
Well, I think you have an excuse now. There's
yeah,
probably somebody that has that exact kink.
yeah. But so what I would do is like if I liked a girl, I would go to her Instagram or Facebook and like a really old picture just to let her know that, it's like, hey, I was like, kind of interested. And then like maybe I'll comment that I was like, oh, that's a cute picture. But like try to keep it casual.
That makes, I mean, I like how you're like, this is how my method is of talking to girls. And it's like
It,
literally barely an interaction.
well, that's how like, if you're playing the slow game, like you don't play like the fast game, like you don't just send them a dick pic, is what I'm saying.
Well, no, I mean, there's definitely levels between liking her picture on Instagram and sending dick pics. So I've been adding a lot of,
Yeah.
I used to just only add people on Facebook that I knew personally, but I've been adding kind of a lot of random people lately. Or just like, I don't add them, but like I had a lot of friend requests, so I confirmed all of them recently. Um, and it's just like dudes who will just message you, hey, or hi, or hello. And it's like, Even if you were my best friend and your only message was hello, I wouldn't respond to you.
Like, yo,
Don't talk like, what do
well,
you want? Get to the point or like fuck off.
yeah, like hey is for when you're passing each other in the hallway.
Horses.
Yeah, hay is for
Hey is
horses.
for like if you see each other at the bar and you're like, hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
it's like, hey, yo.
Not, it's not a way to start a conversation online with someone who is a literal stranger to you. I could be a murderer. You don't know that.
Yeah, so what I start with is what I want in a woman, size, weight, breast size, IQ score, how
That's
many
why you've
children?
had so many
Yeah,
girlfriends,
no,
so many successful relationships.
I I consider them successful. Nobody's dead at the end of them. No charges are filed. Everything's good. I think those are
Okay.
successful.
I guess that's a decent way to look at it.
Yeah, versus unsuccessful relationships where one of them just disappears. Yeah. It's like, well, things were going good, and then she gone girled herself.
I
So
guess
yeah.
that's fair. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay, so the thing I wanted to talk about was this lady that
I have
Selena
4 minutes.
okay, so you have 4 minutes. So let's
Hmm.
talk about this lady.
Okay.
Cannot stay quiet any longer. Women, you have got to stop dating ugly men. You've got to stop. You are setting feminism back years. I am so sick of walking down the street and seeing
Yes.
the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my
Preach.
life with just some guy with a solid 4. Like, I understand that you value charity work, but sis, go to a soup kitchen. Enough is enough. I'm sorry, but I simply cannot stay.
That's something I have always believed in because my whole life I've seen really beautiful friends of mine dating just
Wait, you have beautiful friends that are willing to date ugly dudes? I'm an ugly dude now.
not anymore.
Send them my way.
I'm not friends with those girls.
We'll
Um,
find new beautiful.
well, I don't know. No, I think most of the girls that I'm friends with now are dating people that are attractive.
Well, see,
Because
here's
usually if I'm friends with a girl that like is dating an ugly guy, it means she has really low self-esteem and she's not like confident and she's not um well maybe she is, but like it's just like a different usually though, she's not a confident person. She's kind of like timid and very submissive, and that's just really not somebody that I can be friends with.
well, okay, maybe.
Not that I think there's anything wrong with being submissive. I just like I'm not really interested in that kind of friendship. In
So
friendship with that kind of person.
when I was younger, all I thought about when I wanted when I liked a girl was how she looked. And now that I'm like older, I think about a lot of other factors that go into what a woman is rather than
Like
that. Like,
what that thing do,
yeah, like what that thing do. And
what that
can
thing smell like.
can she drive herself to work? And does she need me to drive her to work all the time? And am I her boyfriend or am I a free Uber? Like, I need to know that. But
Yeah.
okay, see, there's other things to it. Like when I was younger, I just wanted pretty girls. I dated a ton of Hooter waitresses back in the day, to the point where my family still makes fun of me for it. I even had a girl. I dated a girl. She was so dumb that I invited because Hooters was open on Christmas Eve and her family went out of town. So I was like, you can come hang out with my family when you get off work. And she's like, okay. I was like, just bring a change of clothes. And she's like, is it that? Are you sure? Is it important? And I was like, no, it's not important, but yeah. And she showed up to my Christmas Eve dinner party at my family's house, my uncle's house with my grandma there, my whole family there in her Hooter fucking outfit.
That's not dumb. You told her
That's
it wasn't that important.
I told her it wasn't a big deal, but yeah, like you need to have a change of clothes.
Maybe she doesn't feel like changing. Maybe the bathroom at Hooters is real gross and she doesn't want to go in there to change and she doesn't like changing in her car. She
First
didn't want to
off,
be late and miss
those
pie.
those girls change there all the time and go clubbing all the fucking time. I've dated a few different Hooter girls, and multiple
Maybe she
times
just didn't care.
I told her to change clothes. My grandmother was there.
And she said, fuck you. I'm not gonna.
Like
I look great
my
with
mom's
my ass out.
my mom's yelling from the other room. My mom's on her side. No,
I am
you
also
don't.
I am also on her side.
No, you don't show up to Christmas dinner in your Hooters
Maybe you do
outfit.
if you want. You know what? I am going to invite you to my Christmas dinner, and it is going to be exclusively Hooters outfit only. And if
I
you come wearing a sweater, we're gonna leave you outside and no pie for you.
fine.
No tamales for you.
All right, fine. I will show up. And by the way, I have a Hooters outfit, so you're gonna
I bet
have.
you do.
I even have one of the newer ones that kind of look like underwear. No, I don't. But
Did you
anyway,
order one?
no, I don't. But I do have an old pair that were a gift. Anyway, so
Do they fit you?
no,
Oh.
no, they didn't even fit me when I was like skinnier. I mean, like they stretch, but like I
Not
could
that
wear
much.
them. They stretch enough to where I could put them on, but not comfortably.
Okay.
Like, and then like I'm gonna lose circulation in my balls. But yeah, the thing is, you should think about how you interact with somebody more than exactly how they look. But yeah, if you're not attracted to somebody, you're not attracted to them. And if you can be attracted to somebody based on their humor, who cares if other people find
I
them
just
ugly?
think like okay, so if you're a beautiful girl and you're married to or dating a very hot man and you want to have children with that man, do the rest of us a favor and at least have an affair with somebody who's hot, because the last thing we need is more ugly children in this world. Because if I have to look at one more ugly, pale, bald white baby and pretend that it looks cute, I am gonna do something.
I'm going to eat that next baby. No, I want to eat like a delicious, scrumptious looking baby, like one of those like little like kind of brown Dominican babies. Anyway, no, but I don't know. I get what she's saying, but yeah, like it's like what if like guys were like, stop dating ugly women? You're making them feel too good.
That's literally been most of history forever.
Yeah, and you know what? Things have been working out good.
Okay.
I guess that's our time, right?
Yeah.
Maybe next week we'll get to Ricky Gervais.
Why do you keep wanting to make me talk about? He's also ugly. I have to listen to him talk, and he's ugly. That's my whole problem with the Mr. Strange, Doctor Strange movies, by the way, is I think Benedict Cumberbatch is really ugly, and if I wanted to watch some ugly guy who thinks he can do magic, I would just go to Walmart and meet a meth head.
Doctor Strange, Elizabeth Olsen is hot though, and she was in the new one. Oh,
Yes.
hey, my buddy's uncle directed the first Doctor Strange. But I've already told you guys that. So I guess that's our show today. Selena is going to an open mic. I am getting a nose job. So hope Mom, what day am I getting the nose job? The 28th. So we might get another show in before the 28th.
Okay.
But you might
Yeah, we'll see.
see
Do you want me to? I'll plug a show.
Okay.
I have a show on July 29th with me, one of the local guys, Rafa, and then Adrian Green and Sergio Cervantes. We're doing an all Mexican lineup.
Oh.
Where only one of us speaks Spanish.
Oh, cool. So,
and you'll never be invited because your last name is not Mexican.
Well, my last name should be Aranda. I don't know why it's not. Actually, there's a court document that says my last name's Aranda. Anyway.
Maybe you should change it.
I was thinking about it, but I don't like alliteration. Andrew Aranda, maybe not. But I guess that's our show.
Well, that's when you need to change your name to Andres.
Andres Aranda. Yeah, but then people are going to expect me to. Then people are going to start booking me for shows with like all Mexican, Spanish speaking
They're going to
audiences.
give you taco comedy shows, and you're like, "Do you guys ever think about?" That's how you talk.
Yeah,
that's how you talk in my brain.
Yes, he's thinking about that. Yeah, no, they'll be like,
you guys ever think about the dichotomy between feminism and the destruction of the nuclear family?
I'll be like, senoritos, no, el loco, and they'll be like, yeah. That's all I'm gonna be doing. Anyway, women, they be shopping.
Oh God, okay.
But
I really need to go.
Follow my OnlyFans. I haven't started it yet. I will start it before the end of this episode is out. Andrew's
Do you have a bad boyfriend kink?
Shitty boyfriend, yeah. If you have a bad boyfriend kink, and I know a lot of ladies do, that's me. If you want a boyfriend that will disappoint your parents, follow my OnlyFans. All right, that's our show. My name is Andrew Holiday.
My name is Selena.
And this has been Comedically Correct, and we are sorry for wasting your time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.